1,000 plus into the ground, and they hit a magma chamber. A magma chamber is a sealed situation where they have the magma and then they have the veins that come out, and there's resources, veins that go all over the planet. And we have one in Puna. And they hit that magma chamber and they burst a hole in it. It was the very first time in human history that anyone had ever breached a magma chamber. And what happened is they immediately lost part of their drill. They pulled the drill up, and on the bottom half of the drill was in situ magma. It was the magma in its pure state. They said that when they put it in oil, it disappeared. All they could see was the etchings from the drill. It was pure crystal, not like lava, dark. It was pure. And they chunked it off and they sent it to their labs. They didn't give it to Hawaii to look at. They sent it to America. And those are the people that profited. Many patents were pulled once they found out what was in situ magma, basically the entire periodic table, and the ones above the periodic table that they never knew about that they were able to fill in. And so what happened is there's a magma well on geothermal land. It is up on the hill away from all of the other wells. It's k-13. And it is a live well with magma in it. You may remember when the lava went off in 2018, Governor Ige said, cap all the wells. And you heard in the paper that it kept saying they could cap all the wells except one. You can't cap a magma well. It's magma at the bottom. It's the heat of the sun. There's nothing that will be able to cap it without melting. And so they don't touch that. What I've heard is they don't use the magma well because it's the heat of the sun. They can't control that kind of heat. So it just sits up there. But it's a live well, and I didn't see it referenced in the EIS. We have no idea what that magma well is like a little volcano. It could spew at any moment. And so how did I find out about this? Because they didn't tell anyone. They bought the plant. 6 months later, they hit the magma well, and they kept it secret. And the way I found out is in 2008, you saw a little tiny article in the Tribune Herald front page, but it made front page, but it was Peter Sir who wrote the article. And he said, 3 years ago they had an accident. And the reason he had to admit to the breaking of the magma well, the reason it was in the paper, is because at the same time they were having a conference in San Francisco to discuss what they call, and this is what it was called, the chunks that they got off the thing, Puna Hawaiis. And so they came together to discuss what was this Puna Hawaiis. They said it was the most incredible thing in terms of science. That's why everyone has little lithium batteries today in silicon, and we can go travel, is because of what they found in that Puna Hawaiis. And so basically, I immediately called the EPA and I said, hey, there was an accident at the geothermal plant 3 years ago. Did they ever report it? No. So the EPA investigated and they found out that actually it wasn't an accident. Even though Peter Sir said in the article that it was an accident, it was a planned hit. They planned to do this. They didn't tell any of us that they were getting ready to breach a magma chamber for the first time in history. When you look at their contract, it doesn't allow for experimentation. It's only for the heat. But here they were experimenting. And it was a very profitable thing for them. And so for many years they were taking the shale, what they discovered. Now I believe they were taking it. I never got them to admit it, but we found paper 1 minute. I almost have to go, but it's incredible what they were profiting off of the waste, because basically they could get gold, silver, magnesium, lithium, everything out of that stuff in the geothermal. That's why Warren Buffett owns 16 geothermal plants. It's not for the heat, it's for what the resource is giving. So anyway, this is up there, and I just want everybody to know we're miles away from what could be an active volcano at any moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.